On September 15th, 2015, a game released onto the Steam storefront that would change the way we look at games to this very day. A game would release that would turn a man from a simple ROM hacker or web series music composer to a legend of the industry who would go on to work on games like Super Smash Bros. Ultimate and even Pokemon Sword and Shield. A game would reignite the passion of several hobbyist game devs or indie projects with less people working on it than it takes to make the pizza you got delivered because you were too busy playing Skyrim for the 100th time. That man is Toby Fox, and that game is Undertale. Almost immediately after Undertale's release, it became a phenomenon, selling over 1 million copies in less than 6 months and gaining serious support on the award circuit in the year after its release. Yet, here we are, several years later, and I have still yet to play it. Well, that ended when I fired up my Nintendo Switch and hit start on my very first playthrough of Undertale. Hi, my name is Zach, but you can call me Tilted, and I'm a retro game enthusiast who's found myself in a rut for years of going back to familiar games over and over, stunting my expansion into new games and hindering me from appreciating new and exciting experiences. The past few weeks, I've been making my way through my first playthrough of Undertale, and these are my thoughts and experiences as I made my way through the land of monsters to find my way home. The opening cutscene and the beginning of the game really set the stage for the game. Its 4:3 aspect ratio and more retro style being reminiscent of an Atari 2600 or NES game, rather than one that came out around the same time of games like Bloodborne or The Witcher 3. Its retro aesthetic and simple control scheme were incredibly charming, giving me a sense of nostalgia while simultaneously being a new and exciting experience. Its heavy inspiration from classic titles left some of the more hard-to-swallow features of classic games in the past. Brutal difficulty, limited to no save functionality, and required grinding for levels were staples from games that were once labeled Nintendo hard. Luckily, these design philosophies are a thing of the past, and Undertale sticks with a more modern approach to things like difficulty curve and the ability to save. This made the game a challenge without making me want to rip the hair out of my already quickly receding hairline. The combat the game offers is an incredibly innovative yet fair challenge. The way you fend off attacks is in a minigame set in a style of bullet hell shooter, similar to games like Gradius or Death Smiles. And once you dodge out of the way of your enemy's attacks, you are left with a serious choice. Grab a weapon and mercilessly strike down your enemies, or interact with them in a non-violent way. Whether that's giving them a nice compliment, or making them laugh with a witty joke to calm them to the point they stop attacking you. My chat asked me to do my first playthrough of the game as a total pacifist, so that's what I did, soothing every enemy I came across as they violently hurled attacks at my soul. Getting to know all of the creatures in this mysterious world and seeing the true beauty of the residents that call it home. The characters you meet in this game are a true highlight of the entire experience, from a loving and caring maternal figure in Toriel to a murderous toaster oven turned robot daddy in Mettaton. He was my chat's favorite. They loved him so much they still simp for him even though the playthrough's over. To the walking memes that are Sans and his brother Papyrus. With all the shenanigans they get into, there is hardly a dull moment. Whether it's a round of competitive dating with Papyrus, or Sans getting you with the old paint on the telescope lens trick, they never left me hanging without at least a little chuckle. I loved most of the characters in the game. They all had special moments to be shared with you, and many of them have funny little gags I will remember for a long time. But there is one character in particular that I hated. I hated him more than when a restaurant puts lettuce on my tacos, even though I specifically asked them not to. I hated him more than going out to my car in the morning and realizing I have a flat tire. I hated him more than I hate when people try to shame me for watching anime dubbed and not subbed. For real, guys, I'm busy. If it weren't for the dub, this script wouldn't have gotten done because I'd be busy watching Mobile Suit Gundam right now. I hated Flowey, and I did straight from the jump. This little turd lures you in, talking about friendship and love, only to try to kill you right off the bat. You're safe from this twisted freak, and you think, well, that's that. He didn't cross my mind again, until the very end. After our little dust-up with the king, everything seems fine. He agrees to take care of us, and we all live happily ever after, right? Wrong! Flowey stealth kills our new dad like he's Ezio from Assassin's Creed and uses some other human souls to become what can only be described as an eldritch megazord of nightmare fuel. But even he was redeemed in the end. After discovering he was actually Azrael, the son of the king and queen who was tragically killed and reborn without a soul as Flowey, his intentions shift from killing everyone to trapping you so he doesn't have to be alone. He's scared and angry at the world, and he needs your help to find his way. Tragically, Azrael cannot return to the human world with you and is destined to become Flowey once again, restarting a vicious cycle of hatred and fear of anyone who isn't him. I no longer hate Flowey. I see what's lurking beneath the surface. A sad little boy in desperate need of a friend. As I was heading back to the very starting area of the game to wrap up some optional dialogue with Azrael, I felt emotions I had never felt before. A bittersweet, almost melancholy happiness, and a sense of forgiveness I didn't know I had the ability to possess, rushed through me, filling me with a longing to help and a sense of hopelessness, knowing there's nothing I can do. Restarting the game might give me some funny alternate dialogue, but not a solution for Azrael's suffering. And for that, I am sad, but not discouraged, because in the end, I freed the monsters back to the surface, and even through all of the trials and tribulations I encountered while playing Undertale, I am still full of determination. Hey guys, I really appreciate you for watching this video, and I hope you enjoyed it. It takes a lot of work to get these videos out, so if you did like it, consider subscribing and checking out what else we have here on the channel. Our next big project is going to be Dragon Quest Builders, which is my very first foray into the world of Dragon Quest, so you won't want to miss that. Once again, thank you, and I hope to see you soon.